welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we are not at home, but I thought it was important just to kind of jump on, give you a bit of a view of the market. I know lots of people today have been very uncomfortable with what's happening, but this is part of every single bull market cycle that we have. Yes, you get pullbacks, but understand the macro, and that's kind of what I wanted to jump on and just give you a bit of a view on. When you see what's happening with the charts, you see what's happening on some of the key things we look at, it is a great time to be very bullish on the market. Now, obviously, lots of things going on. We're going to break some of that down and give you the most important basic price predictions over the course of the next few days. So go ahead, hit that like button and smash that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest going on in cryptocurrency. With that being said, let's get into this video. So today, very interesting goings on in the market. Bitcoin actually retraced quite significantly to a key level. However, we actually came right down to about the 117.7. Now, this is important as this has been a key resistance level for us over the course of the last 5 or 6 days. We see this big spike up like we saw last night, breaking above the 120, the 14-year resistance line that we've been talking about a lot on this channel. And then we come down to this kind of 117.6. The reality here is this is simple profit taking. It's the short-term holders that are selling their bags. The long-term holders are very much dialed into this market. You can see that by the fact we're seeing Ethereum move as well as some of those key altcoins. Let me give you an example. Today alone, BlackRock once again bought over 4,154 Bitcoin. That takes their total now for the last 7 days to 25,500 Bitcoin, which is kind of insane. Fidelity getting involved, and even things like Grayscale, the Grayscale Mini, are buying a big amount of Bitcoin. You've got to ask yourself, why? Why would they be buying such a big amount of Bitcoin? Well, they can see exactly what's happened. For the first time, we're seeing rotation of capital finally coming into altcoins. People are starting to speculate when it comes in. We obviously have the Genius Act, the stablecoin bill, and the anti-CBDC all being done and signed by President Trump. And I do think there was a little bit of buy the rumor and sell the news. Lots of people thought this was it, the massive catalyst, and we were going to pump. Now, if I know Trump like I've seen over the course of the last 6 months, he will not release everything at once. Now, you could argue, it's not quite the Epstein files, but anyway, that's a different video altogether. The here and now is the fact that all these three things have been signed. These are key legislation impacts, and they're going to absolutely benefit the broader cryptocurrency market. Now, my opinion, watch out for a strategic reserve announcement. I think we're going to hear a Bitcoin one. I think we're going to hear an altcoin one. And I think all of this is kind of building up to that. We know Donald Trump Jr. has been coming out saying how optimistic he is about the market, how in fact all this legislation is going to be really important when it comes to stablecoins. And we already know that Circle itself, the IPO, was a massive, massive mover. So some key things to think about when we look at the price outside of kind of altcoins moving everything else. Bitcoin right now, 117. Ethereum, though, holding at 3,550. Actually outperforming Bitcoin by over 2%, which is a definite sign that we're seeing a rotation of capital. People are starting to get a little bit more optimistic. And this, for me, playing out very, very favorable indeed. So what do we need to look at for this weekend? I think we'll see a return of retail. CNBC, MSNBC, Fox News, everyone else has been talking about crypto. The last time we saw this was the run-up in December, and everybody started to come in. The problem we have is they are the short-term holders. They are the ones that ultimately, if Bitcoin hits 130, 135 next week, they're going to sell. But rest assured, those long-term holders, I still dialed into this market. Price targets now are looking pretty optimistic for Bitcoin. Are we going to see 200K? Could we even see more? I've heard crazy numbers in the $400,000 mark, which if we continue to see this obsessive buying when it comes to retail and more importantly, those institutions, if BlackRock, for example, keeps dumping billions of dollars into this market, well, the reality is they have trillions that they can put in. And don't forget, Trump announcing that $9 trillion pension funds that could also be coming into cryptocurrency. So in my opinion right now, yes, the market's on a little bit of a cool off. Dogecoin's killing it, by the way. But Bitcoin 117.6. Okay, it's fine. We're a little bit down from our all-time high. It's going into the weekend. We're holding a key resistance. If we were to break down and start to maybe retest this low range, 115, 116, that might be a little bit of, okay, let's see where we're going to go. We're looking for some bullish catalysts, some good news stories that come on the back of it. But when you've got Ethereum moving, Bitcoin moving, long-term holders are absolutely dialed in, and pool multiplier as well as MVVR are all pointing to a very bullish outlook. Well, then it's hard to believe that we're going anywhere else other than up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and as always, hit the like and smash that subscribe button. We're not at home, we're out, but I wanted to bring you some absolute alpha content, keeping you guys dialed in. So do me a favor, as always, interact, support the channel, and I really, really appreciate it. We'll catch you very, very soon here on the 2 Minute Crypto channel. Take care.